Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all over the world. Dobson 777A here.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, start, 2, 1, booster ignition, and liftoff of the Space Shuttle Discovery, returning to the space station, paving the way for future missions beyond.
Over the last 5 days, this is a 5-day chart right here. Our precious metals have been doing phenomenal with platinum was leading the way. Platinum jumped all the way up to almost 9% over the last 5 days and then collapsed, kind of like silver does. You'll notice that silver jumps ahead of gold and then falls back, jumps ahead of gold and falls back, jumps ahead of gold and then falls back. So the same thing happened with platinum today. Platinum was reined in and brought back down to gold. This was very interesting watching this. I think I saw platinum go all the way to 1070. This is actually showing it went higher than that. But anyways, it's been reined back in. And the other day I talked about miners. So this is a busy chart, but this is a 1-year view. And down here on the bottom, and click on this. This is platinum. Platinum is showing over the last year it was around 10.8%. Over a 12-month period, this green right here is S&P 500, and that was 14%. Gold was 24%. This red right here is the gold miners. Gold miners finally jumped out. Instead of running even with gold, I told you we weren't seeing much of a improvement. All of a sudden, it's moved up a little bit. So maybe they're breaking out. When I look at the, this is large silver miners, and then the silver colored line is silver. But the surprise out of all of this is my SBSW, this purple line. This thing is my platinum miner, but it's also gold and other PGM metals. So it's palladium, rhodium, all that kind of stuff. But anyways, this thing is the one that's really, I've noticed, has been moving out more than just about everything. So that single thing that we recommended purchasing a while ago has actually done unbelievably well. Now today, when I look at our stock market and sector performance, our American market was down like 1.5%. Chile was up 2%, Mexico was up 1.47%, Canada really didn't do much. Not much to talk about in Eurozone, France, Germany, Italy, until you get to United Kingdom. That was up 1.72%. Australia was up 1.48%. China was down a little bit. Compared to the rest, it's up 0.84%. Hong Kong was 2.17%. But the curious thing, let's go over here. So like energy was the only thing that was slightly green out of all the sectors in the Americas. Everything else got hit pretty doggone hard. Now when we go to precious metals, this is our ETF representation of the physicals. Gold was up 2.23%, silver 3.17%, and platinum was down 0.63%, even though it was up a lot today and then was shot back down. Now I have not redone these portfolios yet, so this is still since the beginning of last year, so I need to get some time and get that done. We had, say, a little bit of doctor's visit stuff going on I had to take care of, and got that done. When we look at our ETF miners, 7% improvement today. Incredible. Everybody was up about the same except for junior silver miners. They're still lagging everything. Large silver miners was almost 8%. Everything else was 7%. And here's what the gold chart looked like today. It started around, let's say, 1921 or 22, and it's currently dropping down to about 1938, but it got up nearly 1945 before it started a little bit decline after hours. Silver started the day around 27 and it finished the day at 27.19, but it got all the way up to 27.52. But over the last 5 days, it's done phenomenal. All right, I know you wanted to see my pitchfork chart, and I think this is really interesting. We've now busted above the middle line, and it's really interesting when you look at back at this point where we were towards the end of November. We had come down and just barely brushed on this 50-week moving average, And since that time, we've been on a tear, folks. Unbelievable tear. This is reminiscent a little bit of what happened back in March. But I will tell you right now, even here, back in this period, a similar thing happened in 2019. So we're seeing this thing take off, and we're back on the center line again and heading off. So we'll just have to see how this performs. But gold is doing its thing. Everything else seems to be following gold. And I think that's the way it's going to work. So gold is the barometer. Everything else is reacting to gold. Platinum today really had a blow off top. And that's what concerns me about silver as well. And that's, again, why I hold a smaller percentage of those. I've always, because of the performance of these metals, I've studied these for many years. I'm still holding to my 70% gold, 20% silver, 10% platinum. I think you will be very happy if you stick to roughly those. It doesn't have to be exactly, but roughly that mix. And this is a dollar purchase amount. And I think you'll sleep a lot better at night, folks. And this is what that keeps showing you, especially if we go back and we look at what's been happening here. The volatility on silver and especially platinum. This is unbelievable, this correction that we saw here. That was a major profit taking or stomping that occurred and brought this right back in line, you know, with gold is still in the lead, silver second, platinum's third. I thought that was really interesting over the last 5 days, the way that happened. All right, so this is a members report. I'll let everybody know that I posted a members report for everyone, but this is the type of detail you can expect to get. We did have some, we can talk about, let me just show you. Everybody keeps asking me to try to explain what's happening with gold. It's very complex the way this happens, but if you look at this 3-year chart on, this is the US dollar, DXY, and you see the dollar had strengthened and then it leveled off for a period of time, and now it's falling pretty rapidly, leveled off, and then it's falling again. So when it levels off, people are like, is this going to change? Is it going to go back up? And you might see some weakness in gold and silver and platinum. But as soon as the trend is distinct what's happening, that's when our miners and everything take off. So these are exact points where we could see when things were starting to happen. And just remember, when it levels off, people get concerned and you start getting a tug of war between, is it going to go up, is it going to go down? And for a period of time, people are thinking it's going to go back up, and in fact, it has not. So the dollar is weakening. And I put a link in some of the comments last night of China and Russia have been trading with each other in their currencies, and that is potentially weakening the dollar because they're actually accelerating trading amongst each other in their own currencies, and the dollar is being bypassed. If more and more people do that, that's going to be a weakening of the dollar. So just keep that in mind. That's all these things are playing into this, but I'm telling you right now, from a high of up here of 100, let's say that's what we are at right now, to drop into 89, that's a huge change in our dollars in our pocket. And guess what happened? This is when they're printing these trillions of dollars, well, billions of dollars anyways, to give to you, and they're weakening the dollars that you already have. So it's going to take more and more dollars to be able to buy whatever you need. So this is like a horrible thing. It's like cutting your own wrists, and I don't know why our government is doing this. It's just people are now begging for it, but they don't realize that it's destroying our purchasing power. So that's it for today's report. I hope everybody's treating you well. I hope you're doing well. Do the best you can. God bless.
Go Patty.